Alright guys, we're gonna teach you today how to can your own meat. I like to can my venison, and last year canned some bear. Um, but it's easy to do and easy to prepare. We like to make it with barbecue sauce or have it over noodles. So it's just a real easy meal and easy to do. So gonna try to walk you through the steps of how to can, and that way hopefully this fall after you shoot a deer, bear, whatever it may be, try canning it and see how you like it. Alright, so now we need to cut up our meat. You can pretty much use any type of cut of meat you want. The legs, kind of those forearms that have all the tendons, and I definitely can those. You don't even have to worry about getting the tendons out. The canning process will just dissolve those, so and it comes out real tender. So those are some great pieces to use, your scraps. For this purpose, these were some roasts that I had in the freezer that I hadn't been using yet, so decided to get them out, thaw them out, and can them. So you don't necessarily have to do the canning right away. You can put it in the freezer and wait. But it's a great meal to have. As far as the size pieces, just cubed, somewhat cubed up, small pieces, about like that. These, and then you'll end up just filling the jars, but just cut them up. Like I say, cube size pieces, and that size usually works really well. Alright, so the next step is going to be to wash all your jars. And when you're picking out canning jars, you want to make sure you get either the ball or curve jars. They gonna work the best and have the best results. So obviously either just bought them from the store or have them downstairs from the last time you did some canning. But every time you want to just make sure you wash them before you start, and just get them washed off, rinsed off, and then we'll move on to the next step, which will heat up the lids and sterilize those. Alright, so now I'm going to place the lids in a pan. Just need to sterilize them, and so I just need to heat up the water here, drop these in. And you can leave those while you're filling the jars. That's going to be our next step. Is I'll start filling the jars, and then when we're ready to put the lids on, we'll just come over here. Got this little tool with a magnet on it. We can pull them out of here, and that way you don't have to touch them with your hands, and place them right on top of the jars. But right now we'll let those simmer and we'll get the jars filled. Alright, so now we're going to start filling the jars with meat. Use this little tool here from this canning set. It'll help push the meat down, because you don't want to have any air bubbles in there. It'll just help the process. So we'll get this filled up here. You can fill it up quite a ways. I wouldn't go any higher than where it starts coming up into the neck of the jar. About like that. And then we'll put sliced up onion, about a quarter of one of those on top, along with about a half of a beef bouillon cube. So throw that right on top. That'll help give it some extra flavor. We'll set it to the side and fill up the next one. One thing I forgot to mention before was when you do get them filled up, you do not need to add any liquid to it. There'll be enough liquid from the meat itself, so you don't need to add anything extra to it besides the onions and the bouillon cube. Alright, so we got the jars all filled up. We're ready to start getting the lids on and get them in the canner and get going. Gonna want to fill up your canner with 2 quarts of lager. I got 1.5 in there now. You can just use one of your pint jars. If you're gonna do more than one batch, today I'm just gonna have one batch. I got 8 jars here that I should be able to fit in this 12-quart pressure canner. I just bought a new pressure canner that is a 22-quart, so I'll be able to do 2 layers. So I'll be able to do actually like 16 cans at a time. I just picked this one up. This one's my parents' that I'm using. I borrowed that one from them, but other one I gotta wash up yet and get it ready to go for this fall. But we're ready to start going here. So alright, so you're gonna wanna just wipe off the lids or the rims of the jars just so there's no meat or anything on there that'll interfere with the good seal. So we'll get these all wiped off here. And you want to also make sure that there's no cracks in the jars. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. If they do, they're gonna bust inside there and not gonna turn out for you. So just keep an eye out for that. If you see any with chipped lids or anything, just kind of set those up to the side and don't use those. But we got those all wiped off now. Grab our little magnet here. Get these lids on here. Start setting those in there. Alright, so we're ready to get started. We can put our lid on here. There are some little triangles on here that kind of help you get it lined up here. So there we go. Get that on there. All our jars are in there. We can turn it on high right now. We're gonna watch for steam to be coming out of that center hole there, and then we'll put our 15 psi thing on the top. And once that starts jiggling to where it's constant, then we'll start timing, and I'll let you know about how long to do that, but we gotta just wait for it to start steaming out of here and we can put that up on top. Alright, so it's starting to steam off of there. Not sure if you can see it. Let me try to zoom in here a little bit. But it is steaming up off of there, so we'll get that put on, and here shortly the pressure gauge is going to pop up, and we need to wait for this to start jiggling at a constant little jiggle, and that's when we can start timing, and we'll have it go for about an hour, and then we'll turn off the heat and let it cool down on its own. And when it's all done, the pressure, this red pressure gauge will drop down, and then it's safe to open it and take the jars out. But we'll watch it here for a minute. Like I say, once with this cap on, once it fills up with pressure here, that'll pop up. And there it popped up. Zoom in again for you. You can see right there that little pressure gauge went up. And leave it zoomed in here. But now that the pressure's out of there, this is where the steam will release from now. So we'll want to get it temperature wise here so that it's just at a constant little jiggle. Alright, I'm not sure if you can see it here, but the top thing is starting to jiggle right now. That's what you want. Pretty soon here you're going to see it, because I still have it turned up pretty high, you're going to see it let out steam out of this top part, and that's normal, but you don't want it to do it too often. So we'll get the heat turned down here so that it's just at this constant jiggle. And as you get doing it more, you'll get to learn your stove and kind of where you normally need it set at. So and there's where I said it kind of lets off that steam, and if we keep it up high, it's going to do that more often and more often. So there we heard it do it again. So I'm gonna seems to be going pretty good. So I'll start my hour right now, and like I say, it's still going to release that pressure, but you don't want it to do it too often. Once every few minutes, every 5 minutes is probably all right. You just want it to kind of have that constant jiggle, so you have enough pressure in there. And you can adjust your temperature as you're going here. If it seems like it's starting to release more pressure more often, you can turn it down a little bit. Or if it's not jiggling enough, turn it back up. Just kind of keep an eye on it. Alright, so it's been about an hour, so we'll get this turned off and let it cool down on its own. Especially with canning meat, you don't want to try to speed up the process, just let it cool down on its own. When it's ready, this red pressure valve is going to go down, and then it'll be safe to open. So that seems like it usually takes about 45 minutes or so. So we'll wait for that to go down and come back and take out the jars. Alright, so the valve went down, ready to take everything out of here. So first we'll take that off. Open this up. Set this down over here. It helps get the jars out without burning your hand, so very handy tool. Set those down over here, and they will start popping after a little bit here. Once the seal goes down there, and then you'll know it for sure worked. And just make sure you double check them, make sure they all went down. If they didn't, you can still eat it, just use it up within the next few days here, but hopefully all these will seal up. And like I said, this is just a great idea for quick meals. You just take it out, dump out the water, and just heat it up here on the stove, and it's good to go. So hopefully you can give it a try, see how you like it. Some of the ways we prepare it is with barbecue sauce. Make sandwiches out of it. Mix it with either cream of chicken or cream of mushroom soup, and have it over noodles, bread, mashed potatoes, however you'd like to have it. If you have any ideas how you like to prepare it, let me know, and I can share those with the readers and viewers as well. So if you have any questions, contact me through the website. I'd be happy to answer any questions I can, and any tips or anything that I can give you, I definitely will. And thanks for watching the video, and hopefully can get an animal this fall and do some canning. Thank you.